US region, they call canola oil, C-A-N-O-L-A. So these are the same type of oil. Okay. Canola oil. So you can only, I'm not sure here in the market, but it is common in Malaysia. Number 5 and number 4, you have sunflower oil in terms of wall productions, yeah. And number 5, I just now mentioned to you, is palm kernel oil. So these are basically the top 5 ranking oil. But when you go down the road, you will see cottonseed oil ranked number 6, okay, in terms of production. Cottonseed, from the word cotton, it is obtained from cotton. People only take the cotton to make clothes, the seed they throw, so they extract the oil. If you want to know the color of the oil, it is like water. If they don't shake, they bottle it, you think it is water. But when you pour, it is like oil, very viscous. Okay? The same color. Okay? So number 7, we have peanut oil. Peanut oil is ranked number 7. Not so popular in other parts of the world except in China region. And number 8 is coconut oil. Okay? The one that you are familiar with, olive oil, ranked number 9 in terms of productions. So if you take a look at major sources of fats and oil, olive oil is not a lot, but yet olive oil is popular. The main reasons being olive oil is heavily used in Mediterranean diet. You know Mediterranean? If you take a look at Europe, the map, there is Mediterranean Sea. So those countries close to the Mediterranean Sea are named Mediterranean region. For example, Italy, Greece, Spain, French, also they have border close to the Mediterranean Sea. And we have Tunisia, Turkey, these are all close to the Mediterranean Sea. This region is very suitable to grow olive. Okay? But olive by default, the tree has the fruit, but the oil is not very high. The percentage of oil is too low, therefore the volume is small. Okay? So olive oil, from the word here, olive, they are obtained almost 70-80% olive acid, C81. Okay? The last one in the top 10 list is corn oil. Okay? Although some of you may be aware of corn, I think some in the market you can get corn oil, am I right? Can you get cooking oil in corn oil from your market? No. In Malaysia, the famous oil beside palm oil is soya bean, corn and sunflower. So most of the students think that corn oil in Malaysia, most of them think that the corn oil ran very high. But in fact, it is not high production because corn by default, it is used not for oil, for animal feed. In US, majority of the corn go into animal feed. Small part go into cereal, for example, breakfast cereal and so on. So during the productions of cereal, they have to remove the small germ, G-E-R-M. Just like rice, you also have this germ. And you press out, there is oil, the same thing go for corn. You can obtain the corn. So these are top 10 vegetable oils. Okay. The compositions never, the ranking never changed. The main reasons being the area planted have never been changed. It's quite static. Okay. So I don't have to go through lipid again because I already going through very detail on the chemistry of lipid. I can skip this. I can also skip this because this we already covered just now. Yeah? I would like to, just now we mentioned about conjugated fatty acid. When the fatty acid double bond is In this form, it is called non-conjugated. Two double bonds separated by single bond, it is non-conjugated. But I mentioned that during heating process, you will have migration of double bond into this position, whereby you have one double bond separated, two double bonds separated by one double bond. This structure is called conjugated. The issue here is that I'm referring to conjugated. There is one very specific conjugated fatty acid which we call conjugated linoleic acid. These are CaP2. They have two double bonds. In natural form, I already mentioned, it can even occur either in 6, 9, but this conjugated form appear at 9, 11, which means that if this is 9, this is 10, this is 11. 9, one double bond, 11, one double bond. This particular conjugated linoleic acid for the last 10 years is heavily studied because of good functionality. People find out that CLA can be a precursor for hormone, have anti-cancer property, and so on. So because of that, they are trying to extract the stable CLA out of the food system. Primary dietary CLA we obtain from rumenic acid. Sometimes it is also called rumenic acid. It is from animal. Animal gives CLA. You know rumen? Have you heard about rumen? Animal stomach is called rumen. So in the animal stomach, they have ability to produce CLA. So because of the microbe, you know, rumen have 4 stomachs. Therefore, they eat and throw and eat and so on. So to digest the plant material. So during the digestion, they have ability to produce CLA. So this CLA, for the last 10 years, a lot of research has gone through that. They found out that it is good anti-cancer, good property. So nowadays, it ventured into a lot of plant materials. So plant materials also have small amount, not big, like corn oil, sunflower, canola, and also other type of seed and dairy products. So I hope that when I say sunflower, you know the type of flower. It is yellow in color, very similar to rapeseed oil. Okay, I'm not sure I have access to internet or not here. Okay, I will share with you some of the connection is a bit slow. Is it common? Is this picture image?
Yes.
These are sunflowers. From far, you think it is like yellow, like rapeseed. But rapeseed do not have so many patterns. Okay, so if you take a look at rapeseed, rapeseed is exactly yellow carpet. The whole thing is yellow carpet. The rice flower is one, the and one, not many. So the rapeseed is more beautiful, and most of the time it is in Europe. Europe only grow rapeseed. In European region, or the European region, the first oil they consume is rapeseed oil. Therefore, the volume is huge. So you are going to see most of the time if you go during end of summer, before the harvest, to press the oil. So you see the whole area, yellow carpet, there is no end. One stretch that you will never see the ending. It's just like, because the area is too huge. Remember just now we take a look at the area planted with rapeseed is like twice, more than 2 times palm oil area. So the area is non-stop. The same thing goes to sunflower area. If you see the sunflower field, it always also like never ending. The world never ends because you don't know when to stop. The whole thing is that kind. So these are all seed whereby we don't even eat the plant. The same thing goes to sunflower. Anyone eat sunflower leaf? No. We just let it grow until the flower die off, the seed turn into brown color, then they harvest. The same thing goes to sunflower. So they are going to let the sunflower almost subside, turn down, and then they start to harvest. So sunflower is only going for the oil. The same thing goes to rapeseed. Whereas for soya bean, it is not like that. Soya bean, the main product is actual fact not of oil. Oil is byproduct. The major product is for soya bean. The major product is protein. Soya protein, right? Soya protein. It's just that you want to get the protein, you extract the oil first. So oil is considered byproduct. Whereas for other oils like rapeseed, sunflower, they only produce oil. Okay? I don't have to go to trunks. Okay? I would like to also share with you on omega diet. Okay? All of us know that omega-9 is not essential. By now you should know. Because it is oleic acid, monounsaturated, our body can produce, no need. Omega-3 and 6 is important. Okay? So I would like to share with you the one particular ratio in nutrition diet. Since nutrition is part of your lecture, it's important for you to know. We have omega-6 and omega-3. Okay. Omega-6 normally referring to 2 double bonds. Omega-3 normally referring to more than 2 because the double bond appear in carbon number 3. You have 6, 9, 12 to put more. So more double bond. Most of the time, although we know omega is good, and we know only omega-3 and 6 is good, but for the last 10-20 years, our knowledge on omega-3 and 6 has changed gradually because before that, our diet, 50 portions of omega-6, 1 portions of omega-3 in terms of fatty acid ratio in our diet. So, but this is not good. This creates a lot of problem in actual fact. So now, nutritionists already identified the ratio to reduce heart disease. Of course, all of us know omega-3, omega-6 will reduce cardiovascular disease, provide you good health, therefore you must take fish oil, fish oil, fish oil. Okay? But we forget about very important knowledge. This ratio is not good. Don't take too much omega-6. You must have more omega-3. So the ratio should be 2 portions of omega-6, 1 portion of omega-3. Omega-3 only come from fish oil. Omega-6, you can get it from sunflower, safflower, canola, and so on. So far, the US diet, Mediterranean diet, European diet, they are very high in omega-6 because they are consuming rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, soya bean oil. These are linoleic acid. It is a lot of omega-6. So the ratio is 15 to 1. It's not good for health, alright? So these are the issues. So people even nowadays find out that if you consume 2 to 1 to 4 to 1 ratio, you can reduce not only cardiovascular disease, you can also reduce breast cancer and so on. Obesity will also be reduced. Okay? Many people do not have issue on obesity. You know what is obesity? People overweight. Okay, I see everyone is skinny, so it is good. Okay, you must maintain. Everyone is skinny. Okay, so but in developed country like in US, 40% are obese. In California region, sometimes 60% are obese. So for very long time, scientists trying to identify why developed country like India, European region, they have more people obese. In actual fact, they have much better income, they can buy much better food. Why does the diet having such a bad effect on their weight, or on their body weight? One of the main reasons they found out that the type of oil, besides carbohydrate, they consume a lot of high carbo product. So they like potato, and they eat a lot of potato-based. Potato is starch. Right? At the same time, they like fast food, burger. They eat a lot of bread. These are all carbo and turn into fat. At the same time, they also notice that their heart disease is very high. Cancer case also very high. One of the main reasons they find that is they have imbalance of omega-6 and omega-3. Their diet, too much of omega-6, too little of omega-3. So they have not get enough omega-3. Now they are proposing, nutritionists in the US, for example, are proposing that to reduce intake of soybean oil, sunflower oils, canola oil, so that they can reduce omega-6 oil drastically. Although omega-6 is also an essential fatty acid, it's essential. Okay. So I don't have to go through this because I already go through this review before. Okay. Not also this. I would like to straight away go to major sources of this thing. You can read other part because it's already been briefed to you during the chemistry part. I would like to go through one by one all these sources of fats and oil. Milk fat is very easy for you to see. By default, it is very distinct because it contains short chain fatty acid. Only fat product having short chain. Okay. Not other part. It's very unique. Lauric oil, remember I mentioned before, lauric oil, coconut and palm kernel. These are two oils fall into lauric oil category. Why it is called lauric oil? Lauric oil, how many carbon? 12. 12. It has 12. Okay. Vegetable butter. The best example is cocoa butter. Okay. Cocoa butter is very unique type of fat. Why it is unique? Why cocoa butter is unique to us human beings? One of the physical property which is very important, make them very unique, cannot be replaced by other fat so easily. It melts at 37 degrees. What does it mean melt at 37 degrees? 37 is what degree? Body temperature. Our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So it melts exactly at your body temperature. So therefore, chocolate, do you know N? The slogan is what? Melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Which means that when you touch it, it's not 37 degrees, it doesn't melt. Put it into your mouth, it melts. So the slogan that they take is because of property of cocoa butter. Cocoa butter only melts at 37. Our body temperature is 37. Remember I told you before, this morning, I say cocoa butter is expensive, more expensive than milk fat. Industry always find replacement. How they replace? They find palm kernel oil to replace them. So sometimes you see label, cocoa butter substitute. Have you heard about it? Cocoa butter equivalent. Cocoa butter CBS, cocoa butter substitute. Cocoa butter equivalent. Cocoa butter alternative. These are all kind of names given to this. I will go through this with you in subsequent lectures. Okay? So these are all food scientists development. They develop trying to mimic exactly the property of cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is when you run thermal profile temperature. This is heat. At 27, you will see a melting peak coming up. Let's say you use DSC. Are you all familiar with DSC? Instrument, an instrument called DSC for thermal analysis. Differential scanning calorimeter is we used to check melting property of fat, denaturations of protein. We want to know protein denature at what temperature you can use. Any exo or endothermic. You know exo and endothermic? Exo means release heat, endo means absorb heat to change. So these are all able to record. So cocoa butter, very distinct property is they melt at 37 degrees. Whereas other type of oil, different degrees. Okay. Palm oil normally they have 2. Okay. So industry mix a lot of oil trying to produce